Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about falsies, aka false eyelashes. I'm going to share my tips and tricks on how I like to apply false eyelashes, so whether you're a makeup expert or a beginner, I highly recommend you keep on watching. Before I zoom you in and we're going to, actually apply the lash, I'm going to be talking to you about a different style of lash and how important it is to pick out the right lash for you. First of all, if you're a beginner at false eyelashes, don't go for a lash that a drag queen could wear. If you're buying an eyelash that looks like this rather than like this, then you need to stop. I know it's very tempting to buy a full set of beautiful lashes, but not every makeup look will look good with them on. And even though this lash looks nice, it pretty much looks like a caterpillar on my face. It's not a dig at anyone that wants this effect. If you want this effect, that's absolutely fine. But don't you think a very natural, everyday lash would be a lot nicer? It makes my eyes pop. It opens up my eyes. It doesn't create like this sleepy, heavy lid. A good lash to start with is always and forever the Ardell Wispies. These are demi wispies. This style is a little bit longer at the end, and if you're ever struggling to take a lash off a container, always bend it so your eyelash just pops out. Take your fingers and come as close to the lash band as possible, and then pull. Pull on the lash band, not the hair. What you want to do is try it on, quite literally try it on. This particular lash on my eye is perfect. It is a perfect size. If you have smaller eyes, you will have to trim it. And what you do then is take scissors for your nails and then cut either the end or the inner corner. I highly recommend cutting off a little bit of the end rather than the beginning, because if you're using a lash just like demi wispies, because they are longer at the end and shorter in the beginning, if you were to cut the beginning off, it wouldn't have as much of a flow. It wouldn't blend in with your own natural lashes as well. This lash is perfect for beginners. It has a super thin band. It's clear, so you don't have to hide it with liner. Highly recommend. Once you get to know lashes, you will seek out more dramatic styles, but start off with a basic. You also don't want to buy a lash that's super cheap. You are going to have to pay about £5 or £6 for a nice pair of lash. I highly recommend Ardell's or Eyelaw has very nice styled lashes. However, false eyelashes don't have to be thrown out after one use. You can reuse them up to about 10-15 times. If you are going to take care of them, that £5 is nothing. Whereas if you were to buy something like the Primark ones, they are super stiff. They are extremely hard to put on because they are so stiff. There's no curve to them. Eye is slightly curvy. You want lashes that will stick to that curve and will hold that shape. If they are too stiff, they are going to fling off on the inner corner or on the outer corner, and they will irritate your eye. I think that's enough of basic information on lashes. However, before I start applying them, let's talk about equipment. And I call it equipment, but all you need is, like I said, a pair of scissors, because very likely if you're going to buy a lash, you will have to trim it. Very unlikely that your eye is big enough for a lash just straight out the packet. Like I demonstrated earlier, just take the lash out the packet, put it on your lashes, and if you're struggling to judge whether you do need to trim a lash or not, a good indicator is your own natural lashes. If you look at my liner, it stops just shy of that first lash. So you want your lashes, false lashes, to kind of stop just before that first lash. Again, if your false lashes are too close to your inner corner, you will start crying because it will irritate your inner corner. The second tool that you need is tweezers. Very, very important that they are clean every single time you apply your lashes. If there's any mascara residue, if there's any glue residue, they will give you trouble because you will be picking the lash with the tweezers and you'll get frustrated and you'll want to punch yourself in the face. Trust me, I've been there. And last, by no means least, in fact it's probably the most important, glue. There are two types of glue. There are several types of glue that you can buy actually. Latex glue, which is white, is very likely going to be included with some of the lashes that you buy. If it's like that small bottle with that plastic applicator, very likely it is latex. A good way to test if it's latex is to put some on the back of your hand, let it dry. You want to be patch testing for latex as well, because a lot of people are allergic to latex, which is why my favorite glue is the duo glue, and this is the quick set one. It's in the white/clear version. There are lash glues that are black, however, again, I do not advise them whether you're a professional or not. Even when you've applied your lashes every single day for 5 years, you can have accidents. So if your glue is black, your makeup is ruined because you can't pick it off. So again, highly recommend a clear. And this is the quick set. This is a completely different consistency. It's almost impossible for me to show you the difference in consistency, but if you are buying them, you will be able to tell. This is almost dry, the latex one, and I'm going to rub my finger on top of it and it basically balls up. This is the tiniest piece ever. It's like bouncy and stretchy. If you ever tried liquid latex, this is it. Don't like it anymore. I love this because I'm able to put mascara on, put this on my lash, 30 seconds, and I'm ready to put my false eyelash on. With this, unfortunately, you do have to wait a good minute, a minute and a half for it to be tacky enough. Actually, you know what? I'm going to demonstrate it with both of them. Okay, let's start off with the dramatic lash. I'm going to peel it off my tray. So I always bend it, hold it as close to the lash band as you can, and peel it gently. I'm now going to take my glue. This is the latex one. The lash was like this on the tray. If you're going to stick it on the top, you want to flip it upside down and apply a thin layer of the glue onto the lash, like so. I'm going to put that lash down. I'm picking up the second lash and I'm picking up my quick set glue from Duo. I'm also going to put it on that strip upside down, and this immediately, because I've put such a thin layer, it immediately transforms into like this almost bluey iridescent colour. And basically what you want to do is put this down. You're going to wait 30 seconds. 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. 30 seconds later, that glue is pretty much fully blue and it's ready to be stuck on. So what I do is pick up my lash. You can pick it up with tweezers, up to you. I put it in the center of my lid on my lashes, in the center. I just let it hang out. I let it sit. You take your tweezers, you open them up, you go underneath your natural lash and on top of the false one. You press in the middle, get the inner corner where you want it, super close to the lid on the lashes. I personally like to stick my falsies on my lashes. Some people stick them to the lid. I like to do it on the lashes. And then I pinch again pinch the inner corner. For the outer corner, you can even use your hand, your fingers. You can situate the lash where you want it and then pinch. If you want, you can use tweezers, up to you. You always want to push your lash a little bit, and then that's one lash done. Let's check up on our latex one, and I've managed to apply that lash glue on my other lash, let it sit for 30 seconds, and this lash glue almost ready, still not quite. That's why the quick set is my go-to. I cannot be bothered ever to wait for this to dry. But you know what? I'm going to give it a try. I'm taking my lash again. I'm putting it in the center on my lashes. I take my tweezers. I squeeze my false lashes with my natural lashes in the middle. Don't worry about the outer corner and the inner corner. Just squeeze the middle. Then you take your tweezers. You take the inner corner, press it where you want it, and you squeeze again. Sometimes it's easier because you're worried that you're going to poke yourself in that inner corner. Sometimes it's easier to take the lash about halfway. Don't come super close to your eye. Take it about halfway and then like bend it a little bit. That way the lash will kind of bend itself onto the lashes and it will cling onto those natural lashes of yours. I then squeeze the outer corner. Oops. Pretty much identical. There was just a difference between the glues. But I'm going to take this lash off, and when you take lashes off, don't worry, it will not rip your lashes off. Take it, wiggle it a little bit. This was fresh, but just wiggle your lash if you're struggling to take falsies off. But now I'm going to show you the difference in intensity, let's call it, the importance of styles between the lashes. So I have that dramatic lash right here, and now I'm going to pick up a lash that's very natural, that's going to almost fill in the gaps between my lashes. It's just going to make my natural lashes a little bit more full. But this time I'm not sticking this lash on the top, I'm doing it underneath. And this might be a shock to some of you. If you've never heard of this technique, I highly recommend it. Super comfortable and I absolutely love it. When I take the lash off, the regular way is to flip the lash and apply the glue underneath. However, for this technique, you want to leave the lash as if it's sat on something and you want to put the glue on the top. I'm going to give it 30 seconds. And now I'm taking my clean tweezers again, taking my lash, I'm pinching my lash in the middle. I'm taking the mirror that I'm using almost underneath my chin, and you want to open up your eye as if you're shocked and put that lash band as close to the waterline as you can. Again, pinch the middle, focus on sticking the middle first and just leave it there. It might kind of block out your vision a little bit. It's fine, don't worry about it. Pinch it with your hands if you want, pinch it with the tweezers if you want. You want to go in between the lashes and pinch your natural lashes with the falsies. Again, middle only. As you can see, that inner corner is still hanging here. I'm taking the outer corner and pinching that first. So when I stack my lashes on the top, I pinch the inner corner first. When I stack them, not stack them, like I stick them on from underneath, I focus on the outer corner first. You have the inner corner left, and you want to pinch your natural lashes with the falsies. Not only there's a difference between the lash style, but there's also a difference between the application. This lash has been stuck on top the regular way, so if you look down you'll be able to see the falsies. On this side you can't, because they're not on top, they're on underneath, and you don't look up as often as you do look down. If you blink, people can see the falsies, but on this side they can't. And hopefully you can see how important the style is. This one almost blocks out completely, almost blocks out that beautiful liner that I've got there, and this one fills in my lashes, looks somewhat natural, and I can see every single thing that I did on that lid, rather than this one is like a statement, you know? So pick out your lashes wisely. One more time, just a quick recap, and just to show you the difference in application and what the same lash can look like between the two variations. So again, just pick your lashes. Oh, these are stuck on quite well. Right, so this is stuck on quite well. All I'm going to do is wiggle it side to side, and once some of it pops off, all you have to do is very gently take it off. I'm now going to take a lash that's somewhat in between. It's natural, but it flares out and it's a little bit more full than the previous lash that I had. On this side of my face, I'm going to stick it underneath. So I put the glue on top, and then on this side I'm sticking it on top, so I'm putting the glue underneath. You basically need to reverse. If you're putting it on top, you need to put the lash glue underneath. It's logic. It makes sense. I'm going to clean my tweezers. I'm picking up my lash in the middle. I'm putting my mirror underneath my chin. I'm opening my eye up, going straight to the middle, taking the tweezers, pinching in the middle. I'm pinching the end, and then the inner corner. Oh, I like that lash for this look. And now the application the regular way, the one on the top. I'm picking up my lash in the middle again. I'm going to place it in the middle on my lashes. I'm going to take my tweezers, pinch it in the middle. Don't worry about the fact they are going to, you know, pop and whatever. Just finesse them on, don't worry about it. And then I'm going to stick the inner corner. Inner corner is a lot more important than the outer corner, always. And then I'm going to pinch the outer corner. Wow, 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 wow. The same lash on the same eye, technically, two different ways, and there's such a difference. This is on top, this is stuck underneath. Again, if I close my eyes, you can see whether I did a terrible job or not sticking this on, whether it's close to my eye or not. This one, you can't see anything. Perfect. It looks as if it grows out of my eye. And in my personal opinion, this way is a lot more comfortable. This is just me personally. Some people don't like having that so close to the eye. They're too scared. Just go with this technique. It's absolutely fine. I'm not judging. I personally just prefer it this way, and it's a lot more comfortable, like I said, and you definitely need to try it out. I highly recommend trying it out. Alright, you guys, I think that is it. I think I've got everything. I think I covered everything that I possibly could. If you have any questions whatsoever, leave them down in the comments below. I will do my best to guide you if you have troubles putting your falsies on. If you need any recommendations when it comes to products, again, leave your comments down below and I will give you links and guidance if I can. Try this technique out. It's very uncommon and unusual and a little bit scary, but a lot more comfortable. I just remembered, you will always see falsies, no matter what. You will eventually get used to them throughout the day. However, when you do put them on initially, they do block your vision. Your eye isn't used to it. Just thought I'll mention that, because sometimes people feel like they put a false lash on and they're like, oh, I can see them. And I'm like, yeah. It shouldn't be there. It isn't there naturally, so you will see them. You will notice it. Just like you realize that you always see your nose, but your eyes ignore it. And then you look at your nose and you realize, oh my god, yeah, I do see my nose all the time, but my brain chooses not to see it. As always, I hope you have enjoyed that. I hope that this video was useful and you will experiment with falsies. Thank you so much to Small Town Beauty who suggested this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for commenting and suggesting this video. I hope you find it useful. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed that. If you did, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. You are the best. I hope to see you next time. By the way, if you're wondering, this is what the Primark ones look like. They don't look terrible, but remember when I said they're too stiff, they're too straight? It's pinging off my inner corner there. Can you see? It's lifting on the inner corners. Not worth it. Not worth the hassle.